Welcome in, guys, to preview every single NFL team's 2024 season. We are in the NFC East with the Philadelphia Eagles, and the last couple of years the Eagles have been to Super Bowl in 2022. They have the franchise quarterback. They've got a really good head coach in Nick Sirianni, but again they just haven't got that Super Bowl, and they didn't, unfortunately, missed out on the Super Bowl in 2022 just because how good the Chiefs were back in the last 2 years. That they didn't get their chance, and Jalen Hurts didn't get his moment to win a ring. But let's talk about them quickly. Last season, they finished second in the NFC East last year, 11-6 record in regular season. They went to the wild card, but lost. They lost to the Bucs last year, and again that Buccaneers team, especially when you have Baker Mayfield, they could have done a lot better in that game, and they should have really beaten the Bucs. Again, a couple of changes on the coaching side of things. They have a new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, new offensive coordinator. And then they also have Brian Johnson, offensive. He's a Kellen Moore is the new offensive coordinator, and then Brian Johnson, who was a former coordinator, he got become the new coordinator at the Commanders. Big departures in this season was Jason Kelce, which was, again, it was going to happen anyway. He was in his mid-30s. That time was going to happen where you're going to have to replace him at that center. He retired at the end of this 2023 season. Fletcher Cox retired defensive tackle. So again, two big characters in that locker room that really needed to be replaced. Then a couple of departures. Boston Scott on the offensive side of the ball departed. And you had Rashid Penny, running back, and then you had DeAndre Swift go to the Bears. He's playing a bit of Bears football. He departed as well. And then a couple of contract news for the Eagles. You had A.J. Brown signing a new 3-year deal, so again, that's good to have. A.J. Brown tied up for 3 years, also bringing C.J. Gardner-Johnson from Detroit, and Devontae Parker's wide receiver. And then you look at the draft. Now, they drafted Addison Mitchell, cornerback from Toledo, Cooper DeJean. Again, two cornerbacks, but again, they're pretty good players at that position. And then you got Jalyx. Hunt, defensive end, and then running back Wilson, I believe, as a running back. Again, he's going to be a good addition to this team. First game of the year, though. Oh, also the other addition that they had, which kind of is strange, but Kenny Pickett got traded in, and in return, they give the Steelers a 2025 7th round pick, which I don't really get this trade, because you have a franchise guy in Jalen Hurts, and to me, in my opinion, Kenny Pickett he didn't really do really much in Pittsburgh to really warrant him gain over Jalen Hurts. Like Jalen Hurts, yeah, he's had his injury problems, but again, this is a guy, a franchise quarterback that 2 years ago was in the Super Bowl and narrowly missed out on a ring. And I don't see Kenny Pickett getting much game time. I guess if Jalen Hurts gets injured, that's a good addition. But yeah, it's kind of, to me, it's like, I don't get this trade at all. I said it about the Steelers trade. It's like, I don't get that trade. About the Russell Wilson, especially against Russell Wilson when he was in his mid-30s, and again fucking Justin Fields when he was stinking Chicago for 2 or 3 years. And Kenny Pickett, he's a decent quarterback, but he's not really a guy that's gonna be, you know, starting every week. So let's talk about the game. I mean, they have a big opening game. Big opening game in Brazil against the Packers on the opening week. That's going to be, again, a big, you know, Jordan Love versus Jalen Hurts. Again, that's going to be a big game for them. But ultimately, what do I think about the NFC East? I mean, again, there's a lot of change going on with the Patriots. New head coach with the Patriots, so we'll see how they go on with the season. The Giants, how are they going to get on with Rodgers? I know Rodgers was injured most of last year, but I'm going to say second for the. I'm going to say they finish second again. I know that you've got the Bills. Then again, you've got the Bills as well, who have, you know, they have. You know, you've got the Bills as well. But I'm going to say they finish second in the NFC East and get to a divisional round game. Potential player. I'm going to say they finish second in the division, get out of the wild card, and then they get like they get to like a championship game.